these are the bones of the hand and the wrist. First of all, if we zoom out, you can see that we're looking in anatomical position. This is the left hand, palm facing towards you. If I zoom back in here, you can see I've left the radius and ulna here for you to see. So I've highlighted those. There's the ulna medially and the radius laterally. So let's start looking at the carpals. So these bones of the wrist, the general term for them is carpals. Each little carpal bone has its own name. Now, I like to start right here at the base of the thumb with the trapezium and then work my way counterclockwise, but you can do it any way you want. The way I remember it is for the trapezium, I think of a trapeze artist, and the thumb is really important for a trapeze artist because they got to hold on to the swing or whatever. So it's really important for them. So I immediately remember trapezium. And then from there, it might be helpful to come up with a mnemonic device or something that works for you. But from the trapezium, the next one is the trapezoid. They both start with the TRAP, so that's kind of easy to remember. Okay, trapezium, trapezoid. Then we have the capitate in the middle. I just think it's in the middle, so I think of a big C in the middle. That's how I do it. Then we have the hamate. Then we have the pisiform, that is pronounced pisiform. Then just behind the pisiform, we have the triquetrum. Then we have the lunate. And then we have the scaphoid. So all the bones of kind of like the long part of your hand, like where your palm would be, where you would hold something in the palm of your hand. The general term for these is metacarpals, and we simply number them, metacarpal 1 through 5. 1 is always the thumb, okay? So this is metacarpal 1. So if I click on it, I got it right there. There's metacarpal 1, the thumb. Metacarpal 2 would be the index finger. Metacarpal 3 would be the middle finger. Metacarpal 4, next one, and then metacarpal 5 would be the pinky finger. Okay. Now I use the Roman numerals for them. That is the standard nomenclature. So number 1 is an I, number 2 is 2 I's, number 3 is 3 I's, 4 is an I and a V, and 5 is just a V. All right, so that's how Roman numerals work for 1 through 5. So after the metacarpals, we have what are called the phalanges, or the fingers. Okay, so in general, they're called phalanges. Singular, it's phalanx with an X. So these are all the same except for the thumb. With the thumb, we only have a proximal phalanx and a distal phalanx. We only have 2 bones. For the fingers, we have 3. Okay, so why is this the proximal phalanx? Well, again, you have to remember your directional terms for basic anatomy. We are closer to the origin of the joint, so way up here is the shoulder joint. Okay, so proximal is closer to the origin, distal is farther away. So the rule is the same for the rest of the fingers, except we do have a middle phalanx. Okay, so we have, for example, for the index finger, we have the proximal phalanx. And now we have a middle, and now we have a distal. Okay, the same rule applies for the middle finger all the way to the pinky. We have proximal, middle, and distal. All right. So that's it for the hand and wrist.